is the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show, presented by Pizza, Wings, and Things in Temple. Our weekly conversation with Temple Wildcats coach Stewart. Here's our host, Oliver Stone.
KTEM News Radio 1400. Another edition of the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show coming here with you, hosted by Wings, Pizza, and Things. Here with Coach Stewart after another successful victory for the Temple Wildcats over the Round Rock Dragons, 48-14. Congrats on the dub, Coach.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And I feel like from a standpoint, me being at the game, I just noticed how physical I feel like we were more than anything that game. And I feel like a lot of questions got answered. We saw our stable of backs doing a lot of work. We saw TJ really get the ball out well. So how are you feeling about things?
We were a little bit more physical. That's just – I think that's comfort in the system. I think we were trying to win the game against Belton. We were trying to win the game on every play. And what we really worked hard on is as a coach, as a coaching staff, because I'm not taking credit for anything. I hired guys that do a great job. But as a staff, you identify top 2 or 3 things you need to work on, and then you focus on those things. And so, on defense and on offense especially, we wanted to be more physical. We wanted to try to establish a physical brand of play. We wanted to eliminate some of the mistakes. We had 7 turnovers against Belton. We had a couple against Round Rock, especially early. We threw a pick early on a little slant route that, wasn't really I'm not going to say it wasn't TJ's fault. You don't throw the ball, but receiver, they were on a different page, different route. Quarterback was throwing one route and receivers running another. So when you do that kind of stuff, bad things happen. So I was proud of us cleaning some of the mess, cleaning up some of the confusion. We kind of simplified the game plan and just wanted to go play hard and play fast.
That's definitely what it looked like for the most part. We got out. We kind of ran away with that one early on. And then, I feel like it was just a good balance, We come out run, we come out pass, and literally back to the physical part. Our literally running backs were just carrying people, and more than anything, I saw our O-line was just gashing guys. The holes were big, wide, and just like.
This offense is designed to take what the defense gives them, and I thought we did a good job of that. We are getting more physical up front. We've done a good job of kind of preaching that and working on that through the offseason. We're pretty young on the offensive line. We got a couple seniors, but we get 3 or 4 sophomores that play a lot, and so that's good that they're kind of coming up in that culture, and the older guys have done a good job of establishing a standard of this is how we're going to play offensive line at Temple. So, I was proud of that, and the running backs ran their tail off. That's a pretty good group of kids right there, and I think it helps when you got X and Hex on the outside, and TJ, you dial that up a couple times. Now it's like, whoa, you got to. In theory, you have to pick your poison, So we still got a lot of work to do, though. I promise you that.
Definitely so. But like I was saying last week, I feel like there was just, like I was saying, that first to second week,
right.
That progress, and I feel like we definitely saw some of that, first hand there with
right.
just how things were going and everything, and like we saying, a little bit of that chemistry and everything starting to build up a little bit. Like you saying, it seemed like to a point we were a little more patient with things. It wasn't the forcing of things. Just letting it work out. And,
right.
we obviously see what that pays dividends and see what happens, the outcome that can come from that with everything. And I feel like we were saying back to our running backs, when you got 4 running backs that are at least 50 plus yards apiece, and you got 3 of them that were pushing 100, that's.
It was. And again, we kind of killed the pace in the second half. No one wants to be behind. But I really don't feel comfortable playing with a big lead because you sit there. I watch it every day. I watched A&M do it. I watched the Atlanta Falcons do it last year in the Super Bowl. There's a discomfort there. It's almost like when the bombs are going off. That's where the comfort is, because that's what you plan for.
Exactly.
You plan for a heavyweight fight, and when it doesn't come to fruition, it's like, okay, what now? If you're getting your tail whipped, obviously that's the worst. But being up by 40, it'll make you nervous. And so we kind of changed the pace of our offense, which caused some miscues because we go fast, and that's our mentality, that's our personality, that's our identity. And and that's my fault. It's not my fault. I'm going to stand by my decision, but I wanted to slow down because what I didn't want is have some mishaps happen. All of a sudden they score a quick 14 or a quick 21, and now all of a sudden it's a football game. I wanted them to earn every yard they got. I wanted them to, us not make any stupid mistakes. And we didn't manage the clock very well at times. We hadn't practiced that as much as we should. We do a little walkthrough, a tempo period, but we're going to work on that. I don't foresee that. I don't ever go in thinking we're going to have to use our slowdown pace because we have a huge lead. So it's just something that you got to learn. We're going to revamp some of our practice structure to probably do a little bit more of that. Not that we're anticipating that, because this group coming in this week is scary good. But you never know. I think there's things you got to work on as a coach staff. As a program, you got to work on every week, whether you need them or not. Yeah,
that's a very true statement. Because at the end of the day, you can have a game plan and everything, but you never know what's going to happen until you get out there and get it going.
Yeah, I mean, it's we could play Round Rock 10 times and we could have 10 different results. I mean, one of them could be a close game, one of them could be a blowout one way, one of them could be a blowout the other way. It's just once any football game starts, it kind of takes on a life of its own, and you just got to play the game at that point.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, whatever comes on the plate, you got to handle your business. So I want to say I feel like our defense was definitely a staple point. You had and we got a defensive touchdown, correct?
Yep.
And I think that was
Jazarian Faulkner.
Yeah, didn't he play D-line then with the linebacker?
Here's what we do, Oliver, is we take our, for the most part, year in and year out, I'll take my next best linebacker, and I usually try to make him a strong side defensive end.
Okay.
Because we use that so much as a hybrid guy. Well, I mean, we'll get it. We alternate our fronts by adjusting that guy, and linebackers have just worked out for me better. In my experience with this system, I've always liked that to be a hybrid guy. So, even though he hadn't worked a whole lot of linebacker, we have a spin plan, and we've got stuff that we move around. So he's been a linebacker his entire career.
Okay.
He's the same as, I know you weren't around last year, but like A.J. Gully last year, he's playing at Midwestern. He was a linebacker his entire career, and he played defensive end last year. And we just use that. We use that as a hybrid guy. I want a guy that knows how to drop. You know what I mean? Because if he's played linebacker his whole career, he understands drops, and to do it from a first level position, sometimes it can give the quarterback some fits. So
definitely, because that'd be something maybe they won't even expect. You think, oh, DN,
we didn't. Well, I guess it's long story short, we didn't move him to linebacker. I mean, that's something he's very comfortable with. He's very accomplished. He played quite a bit of linebacker last year in that campaign. So it's just want to put our best 11 on the field, and we felt like we had to move him back to linebacker because of injury, but I mean, it wasn't like a brand new move.
Okay. So I mean, it's just another facet of this, Temple Wildcat football. Just having guys that can do a little of everything. That's just gonna do nothing but create fits for whoever we have to see coming up.
That's the theory. I don't know. But we'll sure try.
All right, well, guys, like I said, KTEM News Radio 1400. This is the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show. I'm here with Coach Stewart, and I'm Oliver Stone, always telling you the ins and outs of Temple Wildcat football. So, like I said, got this 48-14 win over Round Rock, and after the break, we will talk about our tests coming up this week with the Waco Midway Panthers. KTEM News Radio 1400, and we're back with the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show. I'm Oliver Stone, holding it down for you here, and I'm back with Coach Stewart. So as I was discussing before the break, we're finna have to deal with probably our toughest test of the season coming up here with the Waco Midway Panthers. I know they're 2-0 just like we are, and I know actually their first game they beat a pretty notable opponent in the 5A ranks in Cedar Park. Got a win over them, and then also they beat Cedar Ridge just this past week. So it's kind of, I know you kind of got film for a couple weeks now, because I mean we play. Not trying to look forward or anything. We're saying we got Cedar Ridge coming up also. But these Waco Midway Panthers, what should we be in store for?
Well, you're going to see a really, really good football team. Oliver, my week progress is I'm a defensive coach by nature. You know that. That's no secret. So I spend early part of the week, about Wednesday evening, tomorrow evening, I'll start kind of I'll start kind of looking at their defense and watching game and trying to get the flow of the game that they played and see kind of what decisions they make where and see if you can't get a flow of the game. So right now I've focused more on their offense, and it's scary. I mean, I think they've got 5 kids committed to Division I schools, and they've got another 3 or 4 that got offers. I don't know if you know this, but they only put 11 on the field, and if nine of them are that kind of caliber kid, that's pretty tough. So, what they do well. And just the style that they run is very similar to our offense. It obviously puts people in a bind. And when you're doing it with, when you're doing it with 9 out of 11 that are probably D1 caliber athletes, and they're coached well and they're nasty. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from their coaching staff. It's not like they put a bunch of athletes out there and just beat people with athletes. I mean, they've got a good scheme. They're coached well. They're physical. They're huge. It's going to be a good test. I mean, this will tell us exactly where we are. Teams like this will show you what kind of weaknesses you have.
Well, I feel like it's definitely, I mean, we can do nothing but meet the test at hand, So I feel like, obviously I know you got to get your preparation and everything, right? But I feel at the same time, I mean, if I'm one of the guys out there playing, I feel like, hey, this is a test, Let's see where we at, And
like you said, for team reasons, you want to throw your guys out there against somebody like that just to see what you got. And the main thing is, can you come out healthy? I mean, this is kind of where we started kind of breaking down last year, injury-wise. And when you play high-quality opponents like that, that's just the stuff that comes with it. I mean, we got 60 kids on our varsity football team, and we're playing against people that got 80 and 90 kids. And that's excuses. I mean, excuses are for losers, always have been. But the main thing is I want to go against good people and just do what we can to come out healthy. I mean, we got dinged up a little bit last week, so we're going to go in and play a physical football team. We're going to try to play a physical brand of football and let it lie where it lies,
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that's all we can do is, like I said, get to the task at hand. I remember the game last year, and I remember this was kind of where Midway kind of took off because I think they were 0-2 this time last year. And I remember they beat y'all, and they kind of
Coach Hill, he does a phenomenal job with those guys, and he kind of came in and lost to two really good football teams and didn't just get run off the field. So we knew they were a good team last year, and they kind of had their backs against the wall. We went up there and didn't play very well, and a lot of that was because of them. But they came away with a win, and I want to say that started a pretty good streak of wins. I don't think they lost another one until the second or third round, fourth round, whatever. Yeah. So I hate to be the one to start that streak for them, but I mean they're as good a football team as we played since I've been here, and we played some dudes. So a lot of people say, well, do you really want to play them? You know what? It's going to be a good test. It'll let us know exactly where we are. If we go out there and get our tail whipped, then we'll know where we are. If we go out there and compete, we'll know where we are. So if you're going to have a shot, if you are going to have a shot to play long, and that doesn't mean that we will, but if you do have a shot, it's going to be games like this that is going to be a valuable experience. Doesn't mean we can go play our tails off and lose the next 5 games. I mean, I don't know how to look ahead. I don't understand that concept. I don't understand how people do it because everybody we play scares me. So, but they are, in my opinion, they're one of the best teams we played since I've been here, and we played some people. So, just you get a good plan together. You go out, you turn your kids loose, and you see what they're made of. I mean, I want to see what our kids are made of.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's like we say, you can be the biggest, the smallest, like I said, till you get out there. I mean, like, it's hard, all that. I mean, it's just like, if these big and bad dudes supposed to be coming down here, what you gonna do? Yeah. I mean, they coming to Temple, They coming to your turf. I mean, so we got to handle our business. So I feel like this will definitely be a big measuring stick game, for us if you will. And then, to reiterate, if y'all did not, he said they had 5 D1 commits and 4 have offers. So like you said, 9 of the 11, let's start this offense.
Yes.
Offense. I'm just saying, it's definitely going.
It's scary. And I want to tell you, as well as I do, Oliver, everything starts with a quarterback, and he's committed to Oklahoma. And the last time I checked, they're pretty decent at the quarterback position. So, to have a kid of that caliber coming down here again, he's going to expose any weaknesses we have, and it's going to be down the road. It'll be a valuable tape. But again, I feel like you come up with a plan. You make it simple. You don't try to trick. You don't try to trick people to the point where you confuse your kids. You let them play fast. Hopefully, they'll play a physical brand of football, and then it is what it is. I mean, we'll turn our kids loose, and we'll see what they're made of.
All right. Well, hey, y'all heard it here. Like I said, Waco, Midway Panthers, Temple Wildcats. It will be going down right here at Wildcat Stadium. I'm excited. I mean, obviously, I'm not coaching, so you don't have to.
I'm glad you're excited.
I don't have to deal with the nerves and whatnot
right
now.
Enjoy this.
But like I said, I feel like this will definitely be a huge test. And like I said, if I'm a player, I'm jumping at the bit. Like, you know, especially seeing this team was knocked off one of the better teams in the state already, you know, and like knowing what happened last year. Not to say you want to look back, but at the same time, thinking last time we saw these guys, they gave us an L. So I mean, I would definitely be jumping at the bit, fired up. If I was there last year, had to go through what happened up there in Waco last year, you know.
Well, they're a very, very, very good football team, and we'll have our hands completely full. But you know what? It's 5 and 6A football in the state of Texas, so it'll be a fun one to watch if you're a fan. You know, I'm going to lose about 10 years of my life off this deal, but it should be. I hope we can make it a good game, and I hope people enjoy what they're watching and stuff like that. But our kids will be ready. They're fired up. They're not going to shy away from challenges like this, and so. I want us to come out and play well. Again, it's a measuring stick. I want us to play well. I want us to execute. I want to see us take strides in some of the things we haven't done well. I want to take care of the football. I want to make sure we're not putting the ball on the ground. I want to make sure we know where we're throwing it, why we're throwing it, how we're throwing it, and when we're throwing it. And then we got to tackle well. I mean, they got an unbelievable running back. He's just a junior, but and then they're two in the backfield. Of course, they've got a 6'6", 230-pound tight end that's committed or offered. But those two in the back, the other two in the backfield, the running back and the quarterback, they feed so well off each other. I mean, when you can throw the ball like they do, it opens up stuff for the run game, and then vice versa. So they're a handful. We just gotta execute, and you gotta just run your base plan, and you gotta try to do it to the best of your ability, and try to make them earn everything they get and not give up the big plays. So,
right. Well, KTEM News Radio 1400, this is the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show. And as you heard from Coach Stewart here, we will have a test on our hands. So make sure y'all are here at Wildcat Stadium. It will be kicking off at 7:30 here. But after the break here, I'll be talking to some of Coach Stewart's assistants. Don't go anywhere. KTEM News Radio 1400, I'm Oliver Stone here, and this is the Temple Wildcat Coaches Show. I'm here with the offensive coordinator, the offensive gurus of the Temple Wildcats, Coach Sattler, Coach Martin here. Congrats on the win over Round Rock, you guys, 48-14.
Thank you.
So obviously, we see the offense came out and we got some questions answered. Like I said, we saw our staple of running backs do work. We saw TJ have a really good game. So definitely some good things to see moving forward. But now we got the Waco Midway Panthers coming at us. And guys, what should we be expecting from this bunch?
Well, it's going to be a tough challenge. They're a good football team. They've got a fantastic offense and some really good players on defense, led by their guys up front. Jackson Player, who plays defensive tackle for them, is very, very good, and he poses some serious issues for us. And they're good in the back end. They've got good linebackers. It's going to be a tough test, but. Pleased with the way we played last week. I thought we were able to come out and clean some things up. We didn't have near as many penalties. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot as many times as we did against Belton, and so that's the growth that you like to see. Between games 1 and game 2, there tends to be some improvement, and we improved, and most importantly made some plays. I was really pleased with the way our guys up front played. Our offensive line, had a fantastic game, and. Those guys at Round Rock are good, and they do a good job, and we were able to execute on a lot of things. We ran the ball very well and threw it when we needed to throw it and completed them. So we'll need to do the same thing this week. We're going to have to execute and move the ball forward, which is what we try to do at all times. But, that's the plan going into it this week is execute, play fast and try not to make mistakes.
Definitely. Back to you were saying your offensive line. That's what I was noticing. I'm up in the press box and I'm just looking. Me being a D tackle, a trenches guy, I'm looking at just them gashing guys' holes. I'm seeing your running backs literally carrying people. So I feel like that was definitely just that physical, statement that y'all want to make it. I feel like face forefront, it was definitely seen. But like I said, we got a group of guys here this week. Especially, I feel like if I'm a player coming into this week, if I was here last year, I know went up there, we weren't successful. So obviously, I feel like that's something in the back of my head as well. Hey, these guys got an L on our record last year, and they coming here coming to our crib. So I feel like if I'm a player, I'm definitely fired up, and obviously with them being I mean, they knocked off one of the more notable 5A teams in Cedar Park their first game of the year as well. So I feel like, it's definitely feel like, okay, we got us a challenge coming. So I feel like these are the kind of games you want to be in. These are the kind of games you want to make a statement in. You want to make a point, go out there and put some work in. So I feel like y'all guys definitely have to be excited for the task at hand.
Absolutely. I mean, it's why you put guys like that on the schedule. They're again, they're a very good football team that played deep into the playoffs last year, and I anticipate them having a chance to do that again this year. And the benefit of it is you get to play in playoff atmosphere games, and they're a team that's good enough to expose weaknesses. So if we have any, they're going to expose them, and it'll give us a chance to get some things right. I mean, it's anytime that you're able to play at home, you always want to defend your home turf, which is always an exciting thing to do. And thus far we've done a good job with that. Historically we've always done a good job with that. But that'll be a challenge, and again, that's why you put good teams on the schedule, because they're gonna test you in ways that you may not have been tested before. And again, we've still got some inexperienced guys in big games like that against good teams. And again, that's the whole point. We're trying to prepare ourselves for district play and hopefully for play after district, and we see them as an opponent that's going to really challenge us in those areas.
I feel like that's another thing here with Temple. Like, you have some, like I said, some other schools that may not schedule just, the big dogs, if you will. But I feel like here, we're definitely, playing against all these 6A teams. I feel like I said, it's going to be nothing but, like I said, have us tougher when district comes and, if the potential after district play and whatnot. So I feel like, and this is another thing, like you said, some of those inexperienced guys who may not have played a lot in these big games, well, hey, here you go right here at home. You got all your mamas, daddies, everybody in the stands, I feel like as a player, you couldn't ask for a better situation to potentially be getting your first shot at, in a big time game under your lights here on Friday. So
it's a good measuring stick. It tells us kind of where we are. By playing these opponents, it tells us, 3 games in the season where we are. And like Coach Martin said, it exposes our weaknesses and allows us to make corrections going forward into the bulk of our schedule. It toughens our kids up. I mean, they get to face some people that are very physical, before we get into the district schedule. So it toughens them up. It gets them prepared for the long haul that we've got to do. I mean, I think that the pre-district schedule we had last year was one of the big things that prepared us for the run that we made, for those big atmosphere ball games, because once we got into the second and third round of the playoffs, it wasn't anything to see 10,000, 12,000 people in the stands. It wasn't anything to see tight ball games where we may have been a touchdown behind where we had to come back. And that's the benefit of having good teams on your schedule. You hope to get out of it healthy, of course.
Yeah.
But it gets you prepared for those types of games where stressful situations are, and it teaches your kids how to overcome it.
Definitely, I feel like that's valuable to have, because you get some of these teams, like I was saying, that don't play the tougher guys, and who knows, maybe just go through blowing everybody out, and then you get in some of these tight situations, like you don't know how to handle it. This is new territory, if you will. You're just like, as a coach, I feel like you got to be able to, hey, we've been here before, but if you haven't been in that situation before, how do you even, know how to handle it? So.
Exactly, it's a great way to prepare yourself. I mean, it felt like last year, and it's this way this year as well. It felt like last year it was like every week as we went, it was like, all right, guys, this is the best team we've played thus far. We're going to have to be on point, and we're going to have to make sure we take care of, A, B, C, and D. And it's the same way this year. We've played two good opponents, and this week we're telling our kids the same thing. All right, guys, this is the best team that we've played thus far, and we're going to have to be on point and ready to go.
And I feel like the more and more you preach that, I mean, you're just going to continue to get the best out of your guys on the field. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's all you can ask. You go out there. Obviously, you want to have fun at the end of the day, but at the same time, you want to put out your best effort to go out there and handle your business. Because that's why you do it. I mean, who wants to go out here and put in all this work if you're not going to be successful and get wins? Mm-hmm. So I feel like we definitely have a challenge at hand, but I feel like this is what you want. This is what you want early in the year. So. I know I'm excited. I can't imagine being a coach. I'm probably the other way around. Y'all trying to game plan, strategize, and get your business going. But I said we got to practice and everything going on. So I know when Friday comes, it's just going to be time, So definitely everyone's ready. I know myself, I'm ready, like I said. So y'all need to make sure y'all are in the stands. Come blue out the stadium. Come support your Wildcats. If you can't be in person to catch the game, make sure y'all catch the game on KRock 1017 and KRock 1017fm.com. The pregame will show it start at 7 o'clock p.m. And also, if you want to get your Temple Wildcat KRock 1017 Blue Out shirts, come to Wings, Pizza, and Things, 12 to 1 p.m. Come out, eat lunch with us, and we'll give you shirts and whatnot for the game. And this is Oliver Stone. This is another edition of the Temple Wildcat Coach Show.